Where are my Mexican people this morning that follow me? My Mexican people that follow me and who understands the political system here in the United States, come on down to the front. Come on down to the front. Y'all get up out of the seats down front. Let our Mexican brothers and sisters who understand the political system here in the United States and who aren't filled with racism and anti-blackness, let them have the seats down front. Come on down. Come on down. I want y'all, I want to have a discussion with y'all. I want y'all to understand clearly what is going on. Y'all down front? Okay, I see y'all. Let's talk. This right here, this is one of y'all's people. This is one of y'all's people that uses his platform to antagonize and disrespect black people. The first time he came across my For You page, this is the video that he put out.
You know how y'all black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck? Why is Amigo having that badass car? You know how that is? We stick together.
That video came out a few years ago, at the most 2, maybe 2.5. So I could only find a clip. I couldn't find the full video. But this is the type of shit that he puts out on his page to purposely disrespect and antagonize black people. I promise you, nobody looks at whatever car you're driving, whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing, and wonders how you got it. Not one black person does that. You know who does that? Racist white people do that. Racist white people look at you Mexicans just like they look at us black people. And if we are doing well for ourselves, they sit back and wonder how you got such and such and such and such. Clear? Okay, so now that the election is over, the election of 2024 is over, this is what this same person is saying.
Lately, I have seen a lot of videos of black people making fun of Mexicans for what's happening right now with Mexican people. I have also seen black people make videos talking about Mexicans. Don't come to us for help because we're not helping. First of all, Mexicans are not alone. They have Honduran people, they have Salvadorian people, they have Guatemalan people, they have Nicaraguan people, and a whole bunch of other countries.
He mentions all of those countries, but he didn't mention Puerto Ricos and he didn't mention Cubans specifically. Why is that? Why is that? So he's going to push this message that Mexicans or the Hispanic community sticks together, but two of the most prevalent Hispanic communities that vote in this country, he doesn't mention them at all. But let's let him continue.
First of all, Mexicans are not alone. They have Honduran people, they have Salvadorian people, they have Guatemalan people, they have Nicaraguan people, and a whole bunch of other countries that are willing to join forces with the Mexican people. Black people, what makes you think that Mexicans are going to come running to y'all for help? What for? Y'all black people can't even help yourselves. That's wild. Mexican people are hardworking people.
He says that as if we aren't watching the videos of Mexican people calling for black people to help and to unify for what it is that they are currently going through. He mentions that Mexicans are hardworking people, as if black people aren't hardworking people. He mentions that why should Mexicans come to black people because black people can't even help ourselves. We seem to be doing just fine. we seem to be doing just fine. We have fallouts in the black community regularly. But when it really came down to it, black people unified and Hispanics did not. But let's let them continue.
Even help yourselves. That's wild. Mexican people are hardworking people. Mexican people stick together. They make it work. That's the total opposite of a black person. You want to call me a racist? Go right ahead. I'm just keeping it real. Like I said, Mexican people are not alone. They have all of us. What makes you think that a Mexican will say, oh, okay, well, we have the blacks. Let's go to them. Come on now. Y'all don't even trust each other. What makes you think that a Mexican will trust you if you don't even trust your brother? Get your popcorn ready and watch how Mexicans make this work.
Is this how y'all stick together? Y'all lives were on the line. Your livelihood, your lives here in the United States were on the line. And this is how y'all stuck together. Latino women, 39% voted for you all to be deported. Latino men, 54% of you voted to have your family members, your friends, your children, your nieces, your nephews deported. That's how y'all stick together. If that's how y'all stick together, I'll stick to how black people stick together, where 92% of black women voted to protect all marginalized communities, especially the Mexican community, where 77% to 80%, because I've seen where it comes to black men, I've seen between 77 and 80% of black men voted to protect all POC communities, specifically the Mexican community. I'll take how black people stick together over how you all stick together. Yes, I've seen the videos of black people taunting the Mexican community. Yes, and I can understand where that is coming from. It is coming from the decades, the years of the disrespect, the anti-blackness, the racism coming from the Hispanic community. It's frustrating and it's angering because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my black ancestors. So for you all to come here and disrespect us when we have not shown that in kind, yeah, I can understand why these videos are popping up. Furthermore, I still don't understand all of the smoke that y'all have for black people when these are the people who are implementing the policy to boot you all from these United States.
I don't give two shits that families are being separated if somebody's getting deported. I actually find it hilarious. It gives me a great deal of comfort.
You got no smoke for these demons who specifically voted for Donald Trump to have you separated from your family and deported from this country as inhumanely as possible. You got no smoke for all of these people who are celebrating this happening.
There were ICE operations in Northern Virginia over the weekend as well. This is video of one of those operations in Fairfax County. Residents there expressing concern about enforcement teams coming to their doors. Northern Virginia Bureau Chief Julie Carey is live in the Beacon Hill area now with what we know about the operation. Julie, what can you tell us?
Well, hang on. These are actually called the Beacon Hill Apartments. When you're going down Richmond Highway in Fairfax County, they're right behind the Home Depot and the Giant. And the residents in that particular building, they tell me they had a rude awakening yesterday morning when the ICE agents rolled in. That's how Sunday morning started for the residents in this three-story building. One resident says he was awakened around 6:15.
I woke up to very loud, what I would categorize as aggressive knocks at my door. I approached the door, but before opening it, I asked who it was. I heard in response that it was the police. I asked if they had a warrant. They indicated that they did.
He says when they gave him an Hispanic name he didn't recognize, he opened the door.
I fully expected to see Fairfax County police at the door. Instead, I saw a group of men. It was at least 4, but I think it was more, decked out in what I would describe as like tactical gear.
In the video provided to News 4 by another resident, you can see the word police and the acronym ERO, which stands for Enforcement and Removal Operations within ICE.
I told them that they should be ashamed of themselves, that they were breaking up families, and that, what my government was doing was embarrassing, and they're embarrassing our country.
Early morning door knocks more traumatic for another neighbor who spoke to our Telemundo 44 partner and asked we conceal her identity. They were knocking very hard on the door. They were trying to force it open. They kept trying to turn the handle and kept pushing hard against the door. She says the incident was so frightening to her 10-year-old that she was crying and asked not to go to school today. She's afraid that when she comes home from school, I'll be gone. Residents say they do not believe anyone was taken into custody. This resident telling our Juliana Valencia he's upset everyone was subjected to the pre-dawn door knocks.
And I asked them, hey, if you have a warrant, it's for a specific apartment. Are you knocking on everyone's door? I kind of reiterated some of the concerns. The individual who seemed to be in charge threatened to lock me up, asked me if I wanted to be locked up. That would be more accurate.
Across the country on Sunday, ICE officers arrested 956 people. That compared to about 300 today back in September. More than 2,600 people have been picked up since President Trump's inauguration. The White House social media feed featuring post after post of people ICE has arrested. We asked ICE for more information and about why they came to this Beacon Hill building, who they were looking for, but we have not yet received a response.
Imagine, Mexicans, that you've got thousands of racist white MAGA nuts cheering on and sharing news reports like that. They love what is happening to your community. They voted overwhelmingly for this to happen to your community. And you've got no smoke for them. You've got all the smoke for Black people who overwhelmingly voted for your community to be safe. This guy is so anti-Black, so racist, that he is focused on being disrespectful towards Black people, trying to antagonize Black people, rather than trying to work to save the people in his own community. That's how deep racism and anti-Blackness runs throughout your community. And there will be no unity between Black people and the Hispanic community until they address the racism and anti-Blackness that festers within your community. Now, I don't know. Maybe the Hispanic community isn't really trying to unify with the Black community. If that's the case, we'll be cool. But don't get up on this app talking about how unified your community is when your unifying leads to your destruction.